The new ISO 20022 standard will finally be included into American payment methods this weekend. What does that entail for the way people pay in the United States? What does this signify for all cryptocurrency? Does crypto already exist in other ISO member nations? What part do XRP and Ripple play in ISO in this film? I'll answer all those queries, guys. Let's get started now. You can call me Crypto Sensei. I appreciate you being here. Let's get started. This is being released by the federal government to assist individuals and businesses in preparing for the film. By using these exercises and training materials, you will be prepared to use ISO 2022 on the FedWire Fund service on July 14th. This stuff is going to everyone. Hey, listen to what's happening. That's what this film is all about. How does the United States payment system relate to ISO? A new global messaging standard called ISO 2022 was developed to replace A. It was composed of fragments of earlier forms that were not always compatible. Every bank and banking system speaks a common language. Nowadays, conducting business internationally is significantly simpler and less likely to go wrong. Structured data is more complete. The new standard allows payment messages to contain much more comprehensive and well-organized information, including invoice numbers, the reason for the payment, and complete sender and recipient details. This will reduce the number of mistakes that you and I make. Additionally, it expedites money laundering and compliance checks. Payments can be processed more quickly if you include additional details and ensure that all of your messages are consistent. Payments are less likely to be halted for unclear reasons, such as a flag name, address, or country of birth. This is as a result of the information being clearer and more arranged. Businesses and banks benefit from operational efficiency since it speeds up reconciliation, reduces errors, and reduces the need for manual repairs. New financial instruments and automation made possible by the update enable the realization of innovative concepts like digital assets. Payments in real time. That is a really essential word. On a global scale, what do we observe here? In an effort to ensure that all systems are compatible, the US is joining the 70 other nations that have previously ratified ISO 20022. After the US joins, it will be simple for US banks and companies to collaborate with partners abroad. Because it reduces expenses and problems, this is particularly beneficial for companies and individuals who wish to trade or handle money. All of the ISO-approved tokens that I requested are listed on this page. Some of these are really expensive. Nutka. We've covered nearly all of this technology if you watch our channel or have watched one of your live feeds. I did want to know what part Ripple has had in ISO's history, just to give you a little more context. This is the first time a company has adopted the distributed ledger technology standard ISO 20022. They are now DT's original members. Yes, Ripple existed at the beginning of the writing process. They might take action, and this board might attract some of Ripple's brightest and most talented individuals. Ascertain that this will expand. Are more likely to enhance and transform the field of digital assets. This is where the ISO standard and current financial message standards are created and maintained for body participants. It belongs to the Registration Management Group, or RMG, for ISO 2022. Therefore, it has a direct influence on future changes to the regulations governing cross-border payments. You must love your job since we love the company next door. The reason we adore Ripple PR has been preparing everything for this man since day one. That's awesome. Actions that are planned to support. Blockchain integrations will involve Ripple's assistance due to its involvement. Blockchain-based solutions are now included in the ISO 20022 framework. This implies that, in addition to SWIFT and other well-known payment mechanisms, blockchain may emerge as a new one. The company's global payment network, Ripplet, was among the first DT-based networks to comply with ISO 2022. It was crucial to confirm that it would function with standard banks and banking systems. Keep in mind that this happened a long time ago. The game has been around for a while. Knowing that you would eventually require these systems and modifications, they have been working on them for more than a decade. Most people aren't even aware of this. Our entire business is based on digital assets and technology. Do you truly need them? They were correct, too. They were correct. The thing that Ripple has been working on since the beginning is used by everyone. That's awesome. It does state that ISO 20222 will facilitate communication. It is easy for payment companies, banks, and crypto assets can be used to send and receive information and communications. This facilitates cross-border payments. This improves data standards, which is a scientific impact. Ripple has enabled the conveyance of more detailed and well-organized data by utilizing ISO 2022. As you are aware, by enabling innovative payment platforms like Ripple to integrate with and operate inside of current financial systems, the ISO 2022 standard promotes their growth. New payment rails are added to do this. Ripple appears to be in charge of developing the new system. They are able to utilize the outdated SWF method for using this newer technology and connecting to any bank. We discussed the time required for a bank to modify its own procedures. With Ripple, the duration could range from 2 to 4 years. In a few months, this may be completed. Alright, this contains additional details that Smoke was providing. He finds certain aspects of this very noteworthy. The Federal Reserve is anticipated to relocate here in March, however that date may be rescheduled for July. The norm for sending and receiving cash communications is all throughout the planet. However, this shift will encourage more consumers to use FedNow, a real-time payment facility. FedNow is a 24/7 rapid payment platform that may be used by individuals, companies, and financial institutions. How about Ripple? After they receive their banking license, they will join the FedNow system. Now that Ripple and Fed are working together on an exchange, it's not as if they will be able to communicate with one another. The network that is expanding is this one. Above. They have 37 accredited service providers and 1,200 real people in their help network. Each of the 50 states has an office for these individuals in Washington, D.C. The network's banks have assets ranging from $500 million to $3 trillion. Here, too, certain adjustments have been made. The Federal Reserve is making adjustments to bank transfers. Change is coming. You are not allowed to have any live wires during the wire freeze. Thus, some of this older